It is August 1st and LEGO is releasing a bunch of brand new sets. In fact, I think it's over 70 sets and we are really excited about some of these. Normally when we go to the LEGO store, we get like one set, but this time I think we're going to be getting multiples. So let's head out there, see what they have, check out the new sets on the shelves, even the pick a brick wall, see what they got going on there, and we'll come back and show you what we got. When we got to the LEGO store, we were curious to see which of the new sets they would have on display, and as it turned out, they didn't have any of them. They did have some of the more recent releases, like the Slave 1, they had the Krusty Burger, the Dalmatian dog, they had the new car available, and they also had this steamboat, which I think looks great, massive in person, and on the other side, they had some Friends sets. It was also interesting that they chose Friends sets that have been available for a little bit of time, so nothing brand new, I don't think, from that particular theme. But once you got into the store, you did have plenty of new sets available to see, like, starting off on my favorite section, you did have the Neuschwanstein Castle, you do have plenty of copies of some of the other icon sets, and they had a Soundwave built and on display, plenty of copies available along with all the Lord of the Rings sets. They did have a built display copy of the Neuschwanstein Castle, which looked amazing, next to the Trevi Fountain, which I thought was a really nice combination, even though we don't have the Trevi Fountain. They did have some of the cats and some of the other old standbys like Jaws, the Tudor Corner, and the Botanical Garden there as well. Now, they did have a nice end cap here, or display for the one-piece sets, and here they are before they were completely taken away. I'll show you a picture of that later on, but there you've got some of those sets and the built ship, which I thought looked really good on display, as well as some of the smaller sets from the theme. In Friends, if you're into that, we did see quite a few of the new sets available, specifically the stables and this one here, the Plant Cafe and Flower Shop, which I'm kind of intrigued to see how that would look as a potential modular building, and some of the old standbys like the house with the beekeeper. Now, they did have some of the Wicked sets. There's the Wizard of Oz set there and some of the buildable figures, but a pretty small section. Next, they did have Creator 3-in-1. I've got the horse right here. Next to that, the open slot is for the Haunted Mansion, which got picked pretty quickly. The new hippo, the unicorn castle, the phone, and there we go. The prize that I was looking for, the Creator 3-in-1 castle, which was built and on display. Moving over to City, they did have the new City Tower there, which looks really impressive in person. Not a set that I plan on getting, but it definitely had a pretty big presence to it. They also had this train station, which I know is a really interesting looking design. I like it. Again, not one that I plan on getting, but if you're interested in some of these summer releases for City, you can see what they have available here. Next, Ninjago. They had the Ninjago sets from this summer. The one that I was most interested in is that one right there, the Temple Bounty, which we're debating whether or not we would actually pick that one up. That was matter of discussion as we were going through those sets and options that we had. And then the Dream sets, they did have some of the new August 1st releases. You see one up here in the corner with the paint truck, which I think is a really interesting design. Marvel, they did have the Osgord Corp, they had the Peter Parker apartment, they did have the train set there, and they have the Fantastic Four set available, which I thought was pretty cool, along with some of the other more recent Marvel releases. They did have Oscorp and Peter Parker's apartment built on display. Of course, everyone was interested in Star Wars. I did notice that quite a few people were buying Star Wars sets, and they did have a number of copies of these, which was probably a good thing given the demand for some of them. But these are not sets that I'm interested in because, of course, the price is absurd. Here's some more shots of that, the AT-ST, and then you've got the buildable Ewok and the Slave 1. That's the more buildable or budget-friendly one, as well as the V-19 Torrent. And here we have built the AT-ST and the Ewok, which Ewok looks a little interesting, but not too bad. And then some of the Fortnite sets, they did have the Mecha Team Leader and Mario. And then notice they did have, in this little pouch right here, the new arcade machine and some of the other new Fortnite sets right there. They had the new Animal Crossing sets as well, such as this house and the museum, which looks pretty decent. You do see some of them built on display, and they had new Sonic the Hedgehog sets that were coming out today. Finally, the botanicals, they had a lot of the new ones in there, the bonsai tree, they had the hibiscus, you can see that on the left, and I think that might have been it in terms of the new ones, I don't know, not entirely sure, but here you can see after people went through the one-piece sets, yeah, completely gone from some of them, including the Bairdi was sold out. All right, so we are back in our Lego studio. We have 3 bags. I went, my youngest daughter Autumn went, and my mom went. So we were 3 customers going through the line. So we did get a bunch. All this is for the channel. So we're gonna unpack this. I'm gonna take these bags off there so I can kind of reach down and show you what I've got. All right, so first up, we do have the gift with purchase because they're giving this out with a $130 spend on anything. The Fortnite brick heads, we've got the Cuddle Team Leader and Peely Bone. So, or Adventure Peely. So we got one of those, and yeah, we actually got another one of these. So we were able to get 2 of them because my mom has a VIP account with, or insider's account with Lego, so she was able to buy stuff, and then I paid her back for it, but we got 2 of those, so that's really nice. We also got, this shouldn't surprise anybody, the Creator 3-in-1 Castle, which is something I'm super excited to build. Not only does this represent one of the few castles we get from Lego itself, it's the first Creator castle since the one from 3 years ago that was hugely successful and popular, but it's got some new factions in it. So I really wanted to make sure we got that and can review it, and then see if we can make some other adjustments to it, some customized sets with that. Speaking of Creator, we did get the Haunted Mansion, and this one went pretty quickly. There were only 3 copies on the shelves. A lady picked up 2 of them, and then I got the 3rd. So I was pretty excited to get this one. I love the minifigs. I think this does have some modular capabilities to it, so I'm hoping that on our channel we'll be able to do a custom modular building based off of this, and maybe one that looks similar to the Haunted Mansion or the Haunted House from the Monsters theme from over 10 years ago. So very, very excited to build that and review it for you as well. I'm gonna move over to this bag right here because I can reach it, but yeah, we got a 2nd copy of the Creator 3-in-1 Castle because, you know, one's good, two's better, and will allow us to build some really cool things. For instance, I do really like this Joust that is one of the alternative builds, and I'm curious to see what it looks like a little bit beefed up. So there's that. And then we got, well, yeah, a 3rd copy of the Creator 3-in-1 Castle. I love Castle, did I mention that? But I really enjoy the minifigs, and I want to be able to review all 3 of these built together for you. So we have all 3 options at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to doing a custom large castle. If not my own, certainly one from Rebrickable, and see how that works out, because some of those alt builds from the prior medieval castle that was Creator 3-in-1 were awesome, and I want to try to do that on our channel here. So that's the 3rd and final, by the way, final of the Creator 3-in-1 castles. Next up, speaking of castle, it was definitely on our list toward the top of it because our family loves castle, and we love the Neuschwanstein castle. So we got this one as well. The copy that they had built on display was beautiful, and this is one as an architecture set that I know Julia is really excited about, and then even my kids are really excited for this one, which usually they aren't for architecture sets. So that is a set that I'm really looking forward to build. I'm not a huge fan of the micro scale sets, but it's castle and it really looks so good, and I'm curious to see how they did some of those building techniques. So we're going to be building that and reviewing it, and then there is one more set that we are getting, that we got at the store this month, and it is one that I wasn't sure that I was going to get. I actually was torn on it, and I probably wasn't going to get it when I got up this morning, but I decided to get it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it works really well with other sets that we have that are currently built, and I think it's probably the best time for us to get it as a channel, and that is the new Ninjago Destiny's Bounty, which came out today in the United States. I know for those of you that are over in Europe, you've already had access to this, but it's the first time we're getting access to it. So I decided to snag that one as well. So that is the entirety of our August haul. It is massive. We've never spent this much money on Lego, and I do want to say that this is not something we typically do. We were able to do this because of you all. We actually had our best 2 months in terms of revenue in June and July, which allowed us to actually get this and save up a little bit more for September releases, which also promise to be pretty expensive, as well as that Italian Riviera coming out soon. So this is something that we wouldn't get if we didn't have the money. And of course, thanks to you all, you've watched the videos, you've liked them. And so that's really been really fun to see. And I'm grateful for all of your support, whether you like videos, subscribe to the channel, or just watch, even though you're not subscribed, which you should subscribe. But we appreciate all the support that you have given us over the last few years that we've been doing this, and especially the last couple months, because this is gonna allow us to do some more reviews than I think we've ever done in a month before. So thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, like this video, and I look forward to diving in, building some of these things, and reviewing all of these sets. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.